Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us. It is May 23rd. I'm Nicole Nalepa.
And I'm Caitlin Nuclo. We do want to start with a check on that forecast because it's going to be a busy day in the Weather Center. So we'll say good morning to Scott. We're tracking that first alert.
We are. It's something we've been warning for the past couple of days, and now today's the day. We're already seeing some severe storms even here locally, at least very nearby. Our first alert weather day does continue. It is today, and what we're expecting are strong to locally severe storms. Biggest impacts are damaging winds and some small hail is possible as well, which will impact those outdoor plans. Now, over the next, say, even half hour or so, we're doing okay, but it's beyond that we're watching some issues. First alert live radar, the only live radar in the state. We're doing okay within the Connecticut state borders. You notice some storms off towards the north and the east through Rhode Island, but what we're tracking now is a severe thunderstorm warning that is approaching our state. Not seeing it just yet. This is with this storm right here. It just impacted northern New Jersey, now passing through Westchester County, and this extends until 8 a.m. So you can see the cutoff is just to the west of Fairfield County. Say anytime after 8 a.m. is when we can expect some strong winds. They're talking 40 to 50, even near 60 miles per hour with this storm being seen already. Doesn't have any hail reports just yet, but a lot of lightning. You can see with that one storm there, anywhere from 20 to 30 lightning strikes. So something we'll be watching over the next half hour or so as this does make its trajectory towards Fairfield County. Towns impacted, looks like Danbury possibly. So something we'll certainly be watching. Farther towards the west, there's more activity through Pennsylvania. We're going to be tracking that throughout the rest of the morning as well. It's going to take some time before all of this does clear out of here, but something that we'll be bringing you updates throughout the next several hours. Good morning, Caitlin.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, everyone. All right, let's get you a check on those roads if you're heading out the door right now. Obviously, you want to make sure that you're heading out a little earlier, maybe, instead of a little bit later this morning, just to avoid some of the weather that we're expecting here. So keep that WFSB weather app handy. Just in case, 732, your drive times and speeds. Hartford to New Haven and 91, Waterbury to Hartford and 84 eastbound. Starting to see just some brief slowdowns, but really nothing substantial here. Still moving along. And then New Haven to the George Washington Bridge, 95 southbound. A little bit heavier delays, 111-minute drive time there. And then again, along the Parkway, things are more substantially slowing down. We had an earlier incident in West Haven on 95 northbound, right around exit 4243. It's moved off to the ramp here, so traffic is back flowing at this time, which is a little bit of good news as you were traveling through that area, say heading towards New Haven here this morning to head to work. Live look outside here in the capital city, things moving along very well. Things slowing down briefly as you approach the light here in and out of Middletown along Route 9, in and out of the Mixmaster, Waterbury 84 east and westbound, and Meriden 691 east and westbound. We do have a little bit of that road work taking place along the overpass there, but again, that construction will take place about 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. I don't think that those crews will be out and about if there's any severe weather, but just keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy First Alert Traffic Report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Stop the car!
Those were terrifying moments caught on police body cam as officers opened fire on a suspect. The wild scene unfolded in East Hartford on Sunday.
And we have Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Marcy Jones with a closer look at what happened.
At this time, the suspect is still unidentified and also still on the loose. Take a look at this dramatic body camera footage that officers captured. It gives a much better picture of who they're searching for. Now, police were called to Governor's Auto Body and Repair just after 3:30 Sunday afternoon after it was reported a man had pulled a gun on a tow truck driver during a dispute over alleged missing items from a previously towed vehicle. When officers arrived, they saw a white Infiniti with a male driver inside and a male and a female standing next to the car. The situation then escalates after the officer asks if anyone is armed. You can see the driver of the Infiniti moves forward, crashes into the police cruiser, then backs up, knocking over the couple standing outside of the car. In the middle of the chaos, a child is pulled from the back passenger seat right before the driver speeds away. That's when the officers fire multiple shots trying to stop the driver, but ultimately the suspect took off, heading west on I-84.
That vehicle was being used as a weapon. It could very easily have slammed into the officer inside the vehicle. I think that the decision to start firing was perfectly justified.
At this time, both of the officers have been placed on paid administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation, and that suspect still on the loose. In East Hartford, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, thanks, Marcy. Now at 7:35, nearly a year after a state lawmaker was attacked right outside of the Excel Center, Hartford police released the findings of an internal investigation into how these officers handled the situation. State Representative Miriam Khan said that the department did not do enough after 30-year-old Andre Desmond, seen here, allegedly tried to kiss her and then threw her to the ground last June.
We screamed inside and outside and nobody came to our aid. No security, no police, nobody.
Now, as a result, the Hartford Police Department launched an internal affairs investigation looking into dispatch call logs, response times, and police body cam footage. The chief says that the probe did find some errors in the report that were filed, but that everything else was, quote, by the book. And also that, quote, the remaining allegations against the responding officers were determined to be unfounded, end of quote. Now, we did reach out to a spokesperson for Representative Khan, but we have not heard back.
A man is accused of attacking an employee at an auto parts store in West Hartford. Police say 38-year-old Luis Pagan tried to rob the worker at the Advance Auto Parts on New Park Ave. The worker was not seriously hurt, but police say Pagan did take off with cash on a bicycle. He was caught a short time later.
And a man from Bristol is facing charges this morning after a terrifying road rage incident. State police say Ali Aslan pulled out a gun and showed it to another driver after an incident on 91 in Windsor Tuesday morning. Police tell us that he was also brake checking the person and driving recklessly on the highway. Police tracked him down at Bradley International Airport and placed him under arrest.
And the time right now, 7:36. We are tracking some severe weather that is very close by. Nothing within the borders of Connecticut just yet, but we're watching this storm right now exit parts of New York and through Westchester County. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect, not for here locally just yet, but with this storm that is in Westchester County right now, moving east at 45 miles per hour. And with this, we can expect wind speeds of anywhere from 30 to 40, even near 50 miles per hour. And the possibility does exist for some quarter-size hail. So this is something we'll be watching down the pipeline into Connecticut, Danbury, through Ridgefield, down through Wilton. If this does hold together, which all indications are that it will. So something we'll be tracking, give it another 20 minutes. This storm is about 20 miles from the Connecticut-New York state border. So something we're going to be watching there. But there's plenty more further off towards the west through Pennsylvania. And all this will be making its way towards Connecticut over the next 2 to 3 hours or so. So if you haven't downloaded the WFSB weather app, today is an excellent day to do so. It's very good in the fact that it tells you about when the lightning strikes, because that is a threat for today, how close they are to where you are. Temperatures this morning on the mild side, middle to even upper 60s, near 70 right now in Windsor Locks. And as far as timing out the storms, I'd say give it another 2 hours for inland areas and along the shoreline. The exception would be over in Fairfield County, where those storms can expect to be reaching our state in the next 20 minutes or so. Good morning, Caitlin.
All right, good morning, Scott. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so obviously we are expecting some of that weather to hit the state, which could impact your morning travel here, your early afternoon travel as well. But if you are hitting the road, maybe doing some holiday weekend travel, we have some statistics for you here from AAA. They're expecting more than 426,000 folks to hit the road this weekend, and they are expecting really tomorrow to be the busiest day. But people hitting the road here this morning as well, before 11 o'clock or after 7 p.m., that's when off-peak travel hours are. They're asking you to really kind of focus on those times in terms of today to kind of help yourself out, but also you want to make sure that you're factoring in the weather here this morning. Tomorrow, though, it's going to be a very, very busy day in terms of those roads. So tomorrow before 11 o'clock in the morning or after 8 p.m. that's off-peak travel time. But AAA also encouraging you to have an emergency preparedness kit in your car ready to go. Get the car checked to make sure that it is ready and safe. Road ready is what they call it. Make sure that you do that before you head out the door to go to and from your Memorial Day destination. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy First Alert Traffic Report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Turning now to campaign 2024 and a stunning about-face for former GOP presidential candidate Nikki Haley. She now says she will vote for Donald Trump. Just a few months ago, Haley and Trump were engaged in a bitter primary feud. Haley at one point questioned the former president's mental fitness, but now she changed her stance.
I will be voting for Trump. Having said that, I stand by what I said in my suspension speech. Trump would be smart to reach out to the millions of people who voted for me and continue to support me.
She also said President Biden has, quote, been a catastrophe. These were Haley's first public remarks since she left the race back in March.
Now at 7:40, breaking overnight, we're learning more this morning about a deadly stage collapse at a campaign rally in Mexico.
Roger Susanin has more details from the First Alert desk this morning. Roger.
Caitlin, Nicole, the late-breaking details on this are just absolutely terrible. We've just learned again that 9 people were killed, but that death toll could go up significantly because dozens of other people are still seriously injured right now. I want to take you out there, take a look at this situation. This is as it happened from earlier. The stage just goes down there. You can see the giant screen collapses and people just take off running for their lives. This is in Nuevo Leon, Mexico, in northern Mexico. And again, right now, more than 50 people are still recovering at local hospitals. By the way, that collapse happened during an event supporting Mexican presidential candidate Jorge Alvarez Maynez, who, again, he took off as this unfolded, trying to save his own life. And as you can see in that video, if you look closely, Maynez was actually waving to the crowd when that scaffolding along with that giant screen just came crashing down. We're going to continue to monitor this situation, and we'll share new information as soon as it develops. Live at the First Alert Desk, I'm Roger Susanin. Caitlin?